today. Both sides play a really clean, quick, really nice game of netball to watch. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring today, Al.
I've got to say, I've actually just even enjoyed watching Wang Magpies warm up here. I think it's going to be a great contest. A lot more even than the scoreboard in the last time they made out.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the second weekend of the split round 13 that is. So we just had the one game last week. That was Wodonga 54, defeated Lavington 39. Erin Harbright, Soph Carl-Hagan and Ellie Lyons shared the goals for the Panthers, while for the Wodonga Bulldogs, it was Abby Blue and Molly Moylan, 27 goals apiece. And I said this morning on radio that I think that is one of the key features for Wodonga this year, their ability for both their shooters to score big goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharing the volume and sharing the load, it really confuses the defenders, and they can't overload their defence and their efforts into one person.
No, and that's put Wodonga on equal points with Raiders and Yarrawonga, all sitting on 40 points before today's game. So equal top spot. I reckon they would have taken that at the start of the season if Noel had been offered that. But we'll have a look at today's game and today's team card. If we go to our host club in the Wodonga Raiders, coached by Jodie House, and a fairly familiar lineup here for them. Goal shooter will be Taylor Donnellan. We've got Emily Stewart starting goal attack. Shayla House will start in that wing attack position. Maggie St John centre. Blaney House wing defence. Mackenzie House and Eliza Mooney in those familiar goal defence goalkeeper positions. And an interchange of Jasmine Burke, Briley Carkick, Lucy Tinkler, Eliza Howard and Matilda Preston. So some young superstars sitting on their bench if they need to go to them as well.
Yep, and I saw a healthy amount of sibling banter going on between the three over there earlier, so I think they're in good spirits as well. I imagine that would be how they settle themselves into any warm-up.
Yeah, that's right, get familiar with
sisters,
each other.
Yep, don't get too comfortable.
Absolutely. And look, Raiders sitting equal top now with Yarrawonga. I think it's fair to say that they look like they're going to be our 1-2 teams at this stage of the season now.
Rightly so. Yeah, great to watch as well.
And as we see the Wang Magpies teams warming up here, so we'll go to their team card. Coached by Shay Cunningham, goal shooter Amanda Yamansky and Claire Wilson will all go line up in goal attack, so pretty familiar there. Leah Genvy starting in the wing attack position today with Holly Humphreys in the centre. Liv Holmes will go to wing defence. Hannah Grady in goal defence is Millie O'Kane goalkeeper. Katie Dean back into the side today after a bit of a stint overseas, so she will start on the interchange with Shay Crimmins, Izzy McMahon out of their 17s, Abby Moore and Emerson Norton. So again, some young fresh faces for them to come on if they need to, and some experience in Shay Crimmins.
Look, and also notably, it's great to see how strong Amanda Yamansky is looking, I must say, and also just watching Katie Dean having just had a bit of a warm-up in B grade earlier. It's like she's never left, and hearing her experienced voice would be a gift to a B grade coach.
Yeah.
So I think she's ready to go and come back and have the extra challenge off the bench.
Absolutely, and I think it gives them a really great alternative to their defensive lineup. We know Hannah Grady, she's starting goal defence today, but she can roll out to that wing defence position, and then they can go to Katie and Millie back in the circle, or they can go to their ever reliable and formidable defensive lineup in Hannah and Katie. So lots of options there with the young Millie O'Kane sitting beside them.
I'm excited to watch Millie O'Kane actually up against Taylor. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I think there's some great matchups today. Last time these two teams met was probably expecting it to be a bit tighter than it was, and it was the Raiders 63 got over the Magpies 43. So it did blow out, but probably due to the second quarter where it was Raiders 23 goals to 10.
Wow.
So fairly even first quarter, but the second quarter it really blew out and set up their win. Absolutely. So Taylor Donnellan shot 42 goals that day. For the Magpies, it was Amanda Yamansky with 33. So we know those two are going to be the go-to shooters. I guess the challenge for Wangaratta is how do they shut down Emily Stewart? And we also saw the damage Shayla House did against Yarrawonga a few weeks ago.
I think also in the mid-court, they're going to need to be really strong in dictating the way that Maggie St John runs her lines, because she's always been very clever at knowing when to stick outside in the corridors out towards the sidelines and when to poke herself in. She's very, very clever at the lines she runs and being able to manipulate the defenders that are tagging her.
Yeah, so we've got some really classic matchups. I think Leah Genvy starting in that wing attack, but expect to see her in some great contests through that centre. She will start on a Blaney House, who will be wing defence, and I think those two can probably run all day as well. Excited for the other end though, Eliza Mooney and Amanda Yamansky, two VNL players. So great to see what they bring today.
Yeah, so cool. Can't wait.
As we see both teams. And we have a new umpire joining the league today. So that is exciting for us. Joined by Amanda McLaughlin, who has been umpiring, an A-badged umpire down from Wagga, and I believe our new umpire is from the Wagga region as well, having moved to Albury. So
yeah, Amanda controls a fantastic game. So I think it'll let the ball on the contest do the talking.
And we've got the game just about to get underway. Both sides out, ready to go. And the players all having a bit of a yap. Certainly they'll be pretty familiar with each other and know each other.
We could pick any of these little contests, these one-on-ones. Emily Stewart on Hannah Grady is going to be a really, really good little mini battle. Impressed with Claire Wilson's footwork and the way that she was rolling around with Amanda in the warm-up too. So I'm curious, I've never seen her play before, so really great to watch her warm up.
Yeah, and no Georgia Clark. She is a notable absentee from the Wangaratta Magpies lineup today. Unsure of what the reason is there, but as we see Hannah Grady having to provide some options out of defence. And Umansky opts for the refeed, finds herself nice and close to post.
She's already going on a bit of a movement around the circle rather than setting up for the tall post. I think they've obviously put a bit of thought into this, and knowing that Eliza Mooney is going to be far too smart to just stand there and post up against her, so going to have to change things up.
Yeah, they certainly will. First quarter brought to you by Blacklocks Lavington, as we see Shayla House with the ball on their circle edge. I think both teams are similar in that their goal attacks can put up big numbers. We certainly have seen at stages during the season Claire Wilson put up big numbers. So, and likewise Emily Stewart. So neither teams are going to have to be able to afford to be too focused on just the goal shooter. They're going to have to stop the influence that their goal attacks have as well.
See, Magpies loving that centre channel again. They must be a really well coached and drilled through their training. Yeah, I noticed their B grade really prioritised the centre channel.
And we see
unlucky, really nice
miss there from Wilson, but she's able to pull the ball in and it takes a goal. So it's the Magpies with the early break, 2-0 here.
Starting deep for Wilson. Bit of an overload. Resulting in a little bit of chaos and a turnover. Oh, no, we've got a penalty. Yeah, Genevieve has not lost any hang time.
No. And we see Mooney with a great tap early, coming through into that front position. Did enough to get it close enough to a teammate to draw a contact. So it's Blaney House, goes a long ball to St John. She opts for a long one.
How often will they get away with that big shoulder pass right across court?
Well, and then they didn't get away with the second one. Stewart not able to pull it in. So Magpies again with another opportunity.
Jodie House can be seen pulling a rather filthy look at one of her daughters from that. Saved by Wilson, and too much pepper over to the sideline. Little bits of settling in needed for both teams.
Mooney had the job of retrieving the ball in that instance.
Well, she's the youngest one, that's the rules.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Work smarter, not harder, people. Mooney finds House.
Uncontested at the transverse.
Oh, and the swing opened up Stewart by herself. Both defenders went to Taylor Donnellan, but the pass was just a bit wayward. So, again, Magpies with another opportunity.
Is this the fourth throw-in on the same sideline? Oh, no, we're going down to the wing.
Grady to Holmes. To O'Kane. Just
great little touch from St John.
Yeah, just held on to it, didn't release in that first option. Allowed Raiders defenders to get their hands in there.
Raiders taking both the wing and the goal defence up really high to pick off any of these little spills before they squeeze back onto their girls. And it's paid off nicely there for the younger House.
Great quick release.
Cheeky release, wasn't it?
Yeah, Umansky had a lot of space to work onto that ball. Misses the first shot and the second, but...
And interesting, the two successful feeds into Umansky so far have come in low.
Yeah, and you'd have to think that that would be part of their...
deliberate strategy.
Plan today is to get Amanda moving. There can't be too much reliance on the hold and ball over.
Over Liza.
As you see some quick release to Stewart, and Raiders get their first goal on the board. It's the Magpies 3-1 leading the Raiders on the Blackhawks Lavington scoreboard.
Really long circle there for Genvy to finally find herself free in front, and a turnover.
Raiders just finding a lot of space here over the transverse. Wang, I'd like to see Wang just step up and contest a little bit more through there. That's dangerous, probably giving him that much room as we see Donnellan put the Raiders to 2 goals.
Yeah, and I think O'Kane will probably adjust the way that she takes her stance against Donnellan after that one. Just looked like she found herself on the wrong side. Certainly making lots of adjustments here, trying to confuse things up, not letting her settle. Back to the transverse, overload into the same pocket.
And this is a little better defence from Wayne. They've just stepped up onto the body a bit more.
It's an impressive move there by Wilson to not go bum over. And back down that middle channel again. Beautifully timed. And another couple of low ones. 2 refeeds from Umansky. Very cheeky. That's going to have the Raiders defenders thinking about
Magpies,
how they can switch.
Yeah, go to 4-2, and their centre pass to come. Genvy finding lots of space over the line, and
that is a textbook.
Yeah. And Genvy just a bit off balance as she released that, so never had the height to get over Eliza Mooney. So Mackenzie House, the ball for the Raiders, and Hannah Grady went hunting on that occasion.
Like she was hiding behind Stewart there, waiting to pop out like a ninja. Another low one just at shoulder height there for Umansky. She's taking up a lot of surface area with her split stance.
Oh, and Wilson with a beautiful goal. Magpies go to 5.
The speed of Wilson's turn there after she took possession was impressive. You wonder if that's also another deliberate one to turn around and get the shot up quickly. She was eyes straight to the ring.
Stewart on the move for the Raiders, just looking for someone to get the ball to, find St John.
O'Kane had the corridor shut there along the baseline and forced Donnellan up high.
And Holmes just getting her hands in that, disrupting the play for the Raiders, but it's House with the ball on the circle edge. Stewart pops out.
Mini little screen, nice pop, textbook again from Stewart.
3 plays 5 here, the way the Magpies.
Magpies going for the really deep prelim for their break off the first phase.
Humphries
is offering, but then House was having none of it and saw it for the double team. Young players at home can watch Eliza Mooney's drill here. She's running a workshop on how to be a perfect goalkeeper with footwork. The little feet to come backwards and up every time. She's done it 3 times so far.
Yes, and off the back of a great VNL season that finished up on Wednesday night, finals to come.
So cool. Long, oh wowzers. House probably a little bit deeper that time and missed the intercept opportunity. Great timing between Genvy and Wilson.
No goal. Umpire said called contact on Umansky after the shot was taken. So Raiders with the ball, the big one from House. A bit of a wild pass, but they're able to find a teammate, and it's Stewart who ends up with the ball under the post and takes the Raiders to 4.
Look, and credit to the Raiders there for having the confidence in each other's connections, because that's a few really long cross-quarter diagonal ones that they've let go. Grady has picked up one of them so far. You'd have to wonder how much variety is going to come into those.
Maybe they're doing it early before Hannah warms up and gets her eye in, because I reckon as the game progresses, she'll start to get a bit of confidence, really, as will Millie O'Kane.
Beautiful fast release for that second face at the top of the circle. Again, I think the Raiders players here just showing the trust in each other's connecting.
And the patience and confidence led off there, where they saw Donlan being manned by Hannah Grady, so a bit of a height mismatch.
Really short decoy, the prelim there from Genvy to allow Wilson to come through from the deep one.
Yeah, and a great connection there with Umansky. Magpies go to 8.
A lot of backspace.
So we've gone nearly 9 minutes in the first quarter on the NZ Albury time clock, and it's the Magpies by 3.
Grady off the body, noticing
St John was tiptoeing the line there, trying to stay in play, and did so. Donlan finishing off with a goal, 8 plays 6.
Both the feeders up high this time. Little split start.
Oh, and really held up there was Claire Wilson on that second phase. Had no one to go to and a held ball called. Oh, great vision and bullet pass from Stewart to release to Donlan. Beat everyone. Raiders go to 7, back to 1 goal, and Raiders centre pass to come.
Raiders seem to be thriving off when they're in that attack after they've taken the big long ones through the centre channel, really thriving on the chaos of lots of high pedestrian traffic all in one little corner. It's worked well. It's worked well for them so far because they do. St John especially, I think, has a really nice front cut.
Yeah, and I think it's been prepared to give off those quick 1-2 and then being able to stop and change momentum slightly and draw the defenders to open up that shooter as we see a bit of a wayward pass, and it'll be Mooney for the Raiders on the goal line.
Magpies opting for a man on defence here, although we've got the two wings floating a little bit in the middle, but it's not quite going to a full zone.
Oh,
and O'Grady, she's picked off that long one. O'Grady. She led to Hannah Grady.
I know, I think I get that wrong every time. I think I'll just call her by first name.
Lovely draw there by Wilson to open up Umansky's front space.
She had all the front space there. Finishes off. It's Magpies by a goal. They lead the Raiders 9 goals, 8.
Overload happening to the other side now for Raiders to free up that sideline for
Well,
House.
that was a training drill.
Absolutely.
House connected with Shayla House at the top and a quick one into Donlan. Well executed centre pass.
Sharp prelim work by Genvi. Lots of back
Oh,
space.
Mooney. Saw that coming.
Absolutely. You could see Mansky had set up high to try and give herself lots of back space, but it was a gift to Mooney because she was able to mark 2 players at once.
That's the challenge, isn't it? You want to go high and create some space, but you're drawing your defender into that zone where the mid-quarters really want to land. As we see Stewart, strong drive to post, takes the Raiders to 10. They've hit the front for the first time in this game. 10 plays 9.
Pop out from House. Lovely feed, really nicely timed there. Like that big high release from Shayla.
Just feel like Raiders' timing is just starting to come into it a bit more. They're a bit off the first few minutes, but they're starting to find that now. As you see, Humphreys attacks the ball.
And in reverse, they have interrupted the timing of Magpies through that centre channel. Whoops.
Great change of direction from Wilson. Found front spot, but House manned her quickly and stopped the refeed. It's Umansky who will get another shot.
Wilson went for the roll-off to take that back, but she realised she was just going to trespass on Umansky's back space, so she left it for her. And again, that reverse play there from House for the first phase to open up the longer pocket for the second.
Holmes is just quite deadly on that circle. Gets her hands in a lot of balls.
Beautiful
Interrupts.
shot from Stewart there, despite the excellent holdover from Grady. Genvy's drawn 2 with her to open it up for Wilson. High risk, long feed, but it's just gotten past the fingertips of Mooney.
And that was a better play by Umansky. She had the space, but she was able to be moving rather than
And
standing still and
switch
holding.
sides. And again, that high volume from both shooters that you talked about, Tam. Really enjoying watching Wilson and Umansky just balance each other and recognising who's entitled to what space and how they can draw a defender off for their teammate.
Yeah, they've really formed a great connection, and Claire Wilson loves a long shot too, so she's not afraid to take those ones either. So it's not all about covering Umansky at the post. As we see Donlan
pulled it in on a string there. Thought that was gone for sure.
Just took it. 13 goals, the Raiders leading the Magpies 11. We're in the final minute and a half of this quarter.
St John making it very difficult through that middle channel again. It's very congested.
And the umpires found a holding or obstruction call on Genvi. So Raiders with the opportunity to turn this one. Stewart forced to go back.
And again, that congestion, they've all concentrated all of their attack down into that one little spot. feels like they're running a training drill with the cones and we're all inside, and how many possessions can we have together? Drag all the defenders in there and then yeet in at the last minute for Taylor. Good contest from Wilson. Penalty. Well timed from one house to the other.
Using the line to reset.
Very patient, the resetting, yep. And smart use of the open space on the transverse. Fantastic hands and coordination there from Denellen. That was really good to watch.
Raiders go to 14. Not long left. They're going to have to go quickly to post, and they do. Stewart finds Donlan.
Oh, straight to the post.
Great release from M. Stewart. Saw it, let it go.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if she saw it. And it's the Raiders 15 goals, 11 leading the Magpies. This is the first quarter. This is OMFNL Live, and you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At netball, we are here at Birrelly Park, and it is the Raiders taking on the Magpies. Raiders, slow start, Al, but they managed to find their feet late in that quarter and are leading the Magpies 15 goals, 11.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the way they're using space. I really want to pay attention to their transitions, how they go from these long ones in the mid and then congest everything quite deliberately. I wonder if they're going to stick with that plan now, because I don't imagine that Magpies would stick out to defend that same kind of congestion the same way as they did in the first quarter.
No, and no changes from the Raiders or the Magpies. Both sides staying the same.
Lots of work by Humphrey out there.
Yeah, and we saw some really nice ball release from Wang early, and I think if they go back to that, get their timing right and have that confidence to release the ball, that will certainly hold them in pretty good stead. But they're first on the board this quarter. It's 15-12. Second quarter brought to you by Avis Albury Wangaratta.
Sun doesn't appear to have played a factor in anyone's vision at the post yet. We'll see.
Spoken like a true goalie, Al. And Holly Humphreys, great hands on the circle. Maggie St John just came off early and gave her space to come through, and that's a big turnover for Magpies.
Yep, and Raiders pushing up high. They're using that box defence there. You can see Shayla and Maggie were pushing their players right up high to try and leave that nice big ninja space for one of their teammates to come around behind with a lovely feed that was perfectly weighted from Genvy into Umansky.
Yeah, and a great draw from Wilson Ford. Dragged Mackenzie House with her. Magpies go to 13 and their centre. Shout out to Ree Harris, who's tuning in from... well, wherever she is, probably Wagga by this stage.
Happy birthday to Mr. $1.20.
And Umansky, can't sink it, and it's Raiders who sweep on it.
Again, another big switch. They might have been training with the AFL fellas, and they're all practicing their switch. Is that why they're going from coast to coast?
Well, the space is there, isn't it, at the moment? So it's Raiders
with a very feasible
13.
offer by Shayla at the top, holding really good space at the top, but they weren't even interested. They didn't need it. Eyes straight to the post. Again, that congestion. Everybody's all in together.
Some wild passes. I reckon there might be a bit of work this week from the Raiders and some of their feeds. There's been a couple of loose ones.
Couple of line sprints for punishments.
Yeah, that or they've know what they've eaten before the game.
Nearly picked off there again. And again, House and St John pushing their feeders high. Really trying to get some sort of disruption from that feed so that they don't have too clear a vision into Wilson and Umansky. I think that's just about her first miss for the day.
And it was Moody in the front spot.
She's not going to give any rebounds away, I don't imagine. Grady threatening. If anyone was tempted to give it over on the sideline there to Stewart. Big, long, tall one. Big floating cross circle one there while Grady had her eyes down and wasn't watching for it.
And great contest there between Donnellan and Grady. Umpire letting that go. It was both players
fair
at the ball.
Yep. Oh,
and that
curious
like
footwork.
Curious is a good word. That might have been karma. The turnover came. She came in at 100 miles an hour, Claire Wilson. Just couldn't put the brakes on.
And I think her knees just decided they were going to give her another step just to go easy on themselves. Stewart splits it by drawing all the way out to the sideline.
And that floated and was never...
And I think Donnellan probably just moved into that space. She created a touch early, which allowed the keeper to move back. O'Kane was back there with small feet and straight up and down. Front cut by the keeper.
Yeah, Millie O'Kane, only a young player. Incredible
Seems to be
amount of
enjoying
talent.
the challenge. There's so much experience on this court, so what a way to earn your stripes. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and didn't pursue any rep netball this year. Didn't do any state trials or anything like that, and really keen just to, I think, come back and play with the Maggies and make that her focus, which is fair enough, and paying off for her because she's having a great season.
So impressed here with the way Umansky is working her feet to create the space before she actually presents something of value to her feeders.
And good movement there by Donlan too, into space.
O'Kane over the ball. Beautiful shot from Stewart.
It's the Raiders 18, leading the Magpies 14. Second quarter.
Nice set play by by Magpies off the line there. Little draw by Genvy. Oh, that's very close to a held both times.
On the
She
third
never released.
attempt.
Just Raiders really had their transverse locked down and there was nothing to split it. Nice little corridor drive by Stewart. She's not going to miss him from that range. Although I'll probably just put the kiss of death on her. Sorry, Emily.
Yeah, the commentator's curse. So Stewart goes back to the line to House.
Smart use of the backspace of the side, open side.
Great cover by Holmes. Into Shayla House then.
Again, feeders opting to really front cut and play so close to each other. And I think it's almost as if they're trying to draw in those little impulsive stray hands up and breaches for the penalty. Team photo, everybody's there.
Smile for the camera.
Danellan's not going to miss that.
Humphries.
Magpies really need to hold on here because you just get the sense that another turnover is going to be likely to result in a sniff for the Raiders to really take off.
Yeah, and it's out to 6. Oh, we see Mackenzie House come through, but
she's on the pounce.
Fraction late on that one.
I don't even know how that happened. There's a ball everywhere. Umansky rolled in front and presented front really nicely.
Great contest between Genvie and Blaney House in that pocket. Throw in goes away the Magpies, and I think Wilson might have copped a whack on the way through.
Seems to take her time there.
Oh.
Lovely. Look at that drain. Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful goal from Claire Wilson. Takes the Magpies to 15.
I think that extra moment with a breath is just really sensible to try and shift the momentum. She felt that things were a little bit chaotic. Things are unsure, so let's just take a moment.
Well, she likes a long shot when she turns and just releases. More often than not, it goes in, as we see Stewart getting another opportunity. She takes the Raiders to 21, 6 goals in it at this stage. And I'll be interested to see if Wang roll the changes. We know Leah Genvie can roll through to centre and often starts there, and Humphrey starts wing attack. So that's an option. They've got Shay Crimmins off the interchange, but they've also got Katie Dean if they need to give their defenders a bit of a rest, as we see the wayward passes.
Yeah, and Umansky was out on the trot. She'd found the ground outside the circle. And
Umansky.
What a great recovery.
Brilliant intercept from Umansky.
Bit of composure now to make sure that this that we convert here.
And
St John nearly picked it off as well.
Yeah, great chase from Humphrey. They just need to take a breath and compose himself.
I feel like this is a really crucial moment in this match. Whoever can find composure, that looks beautiful.
Genvie released it, and somehow Umansky picked it up. She takes the Magpies to 16 after what was an interesting passage of play.
Yeah, that was magnetic. Well done, Umansky. And great feed. Absolute bullet in to trust that she was going to stick that. Again, Shayla House running a really tight line, that front cut right up to whoever's got possession.
Donnellan just drawing the contact there from O'Kane, so it'll be Stewart. Opts to go over to her teammate, but Donnellan stuck the arm up and gave away the penalty. So
I don't think she approved of that.
No, I'm not sure she agreed with the umpire, but so both teams giving everything down here.
Raiders really persistent and committed with their defence around that transverse, and it's resulting in these little tips, and I think that's where the carnage later is coming from. The turnovers, that slight mistiming that they're creating by having 4 or 5 sets of hands and bodies deliberately dictating by pushing their opponent up the court.
It feels quite chaotic down that end. So we see Genvie through the centre.
And then committed to picking up the crumbs from the chaos they've created. Stay tuned for more alliteration with Al.
As we see, Wilson finished off nicely, takes the Magpies to 17, so they're back to 4. 17 plays 20 on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. We have gone 9 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock, and it's Wang with ball in hand.
Genvie
loves to get another one here.
That one in. Yep.
Oh, and Wilson just crumbled to the ground.
And she's up.
It's like her feet just went out from under her, as we see Umansky take the shot and scores a goal. In back play, it's Jasmine Burke rolled onto the wing defence position, replacing Blaney House.
This will be great. Change the timing up and the strategy for sure. She's a bit of a fiend for a high ball, I found,
Oh,
Burke
she's
from watching her.
brilliant through that mid-court.
Yep.
One to watch through there on the fly as we see ball over the line.
So to have two tall pools that can get up really high between her and House is going to be quite a threat. I wonder if Magpies will get sucked into any... The umpire's called time.
And that was a really unnecessary contact there from Taylor Dolan. She has got caught up in the contact with Grady, and very lucky, I think, that Grady has stepped up. The umpire has warned it and also advanced the penalty. So I reckon
she's not looking right. I think she'll get rolled off very soon.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Donlan might as well, just to allow her to take a breath as much as anything. Just take the sting out of the game a little bit.
And Grady had very clever hands there, managing to cover both her own player and the release from St John.
So we see St John roll off, and it's Blaney House into centre. 21 plays 18, 3 goals in it. Magpies have done well this quarter to get themselves back in the game as we just see the ball over the back line. Umansky had a bit of trouble today just pulling those balls in.
And there it is again. It's become quite a signature move of this Raiders outfit. They're really effective drilling at the way that they run their defender around curious lines to just try and suck them into things that they shouldn't be doing because people are hungry for the ball. And it's really effective.
And we see Stewart, okay, just ducking to get out of the way there.
Excuse me.
As so Maggie St John looks like she's going to
come into wing.
Roll into the wing attack. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Shayla House roll back on in.
You can see Katie Dean getting ready to come in for Hannah Grady here.
Yeah. And Grady
she definitely needs a spell.
Yeah, looking like she does too. It took the wind out of her. And
how's that for a backup though?
Oh, handy rotation to have, isn't it?
Wouldn't hate that.
No. Only 3 minutes to play, so I think, you know, Wang have got ball in hand here. Here's Umansky. She takes a shot. She takes them to 19. So
they've closed the gap a little bit.
Yeah, 3 goals in it.
Credit to Magpies and not letting that blow out because it was a really, really interesting moment tactically.
And the ball hits the post, but it's O'Kane able to get to it first. So Wang's certainly getting a lot of opportunity here.
Oh, wow.
Stewart quick. And Holmes just stopped. She drove and stopped, and that allowed Emily Stewart to come through. She takes the Raiders to 23 goals.
Very smart play by Stewart to not only see the opportunity, but to not gain control of it until she's under the post. Just netball IQ there.
Oh, and Burke.
What was I saying about those tall ones for Burke? Straight through the middle.
Just had the sense, too, to tap it as we see Mooney roll off and Liz Howard come on for the Raiders into keeper as Stewart. It's a quick one, too, with Blaney House and makes no mistake. So she settles the Raiders. They go to 24, so that's back out to 5. And Raiders centre pass to come.
I'm impressed with O'Kane and her composure being the young one out there.
Yeah, she doesn't give much away. She just
she looks like she
gets on with it.
absolutely belongs with the best of the best here. This is she's not making life easy for Taylor or Emily there.
No,
she's just being smart with the way she uses her feet, the way that she's positioning her hips, turning her shoulders around.
Yeah, she's certainly an incredible netballer as we see Wilson out of the circle and finds Umansky in that front position. Opts not to take the shot.
It's not the first time. Amanda's not looking at the post as a first option, so it's almost like, again, she's made a deliberate decision to consider...
Beautiful goal
from
Wilson.
Wilson.
O'Grady. It's Hannah Grady has had a quick drink and she's come back onto that goal defence position. So obviously feeling okay.
She might have bite one of those schnitzel rolls. They're bloody A-grade.
Well,
how was yours?
I feel like I could run a quarter after that. A quarter, did you say? And then I'd have indigestion and have to come off, as we see Maggie St John.
That's the only reason.
That is the only reason.
All right, lots of footwork here from O'Kane. She's not letting Dunellen get set up, and she's making sure she's mirrored the side of Grady so that she can work together. That's got to be just about Stewart's first miss.
But able to tap it to Donnellan. So Raiders go to 26. Magpies on 20. We've got about 30 seconds to play.
And look, credit to Donnellan after that warning. It is really hard to sort of mentally compose yourself, but yet stay competitive as well. How do you find that balance? And we were wrong. We thought she'd roll off, but they've kept her out, and she's actually done a really great job of just demonstrating some maturity here, because she's continued to be effective and seems to have taken on the feedback from the umpire.
As Wilson, another beautiful goal. 21 plays 26, and there's the hooter for half-time. It's the Raiders 26 leading the Magpies 21. This is OMFNL Live Netball, and on OMFNL Live you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
OMFNL Live Netball. We are at the Birrelly Park, and it is the Raiders 26 leading the Magpies 21. They went into quarter time, Al, with a 4-goal lead. Looked like they may have run away with it, got out to about 6 or 7, but Wang, to their credit, fought back. Wasn't pretty at times, but they just contested every ball and chased down every ball, and certainly got back to within a couple. It's still sitting at 5, but I think they'd have to be pretty happy with the fact that it didn't get out.
Look, and I think that's the difference when you see two such experienced teams like this, is they can all well and good go in with a really smart game plan, but also have the experience and the know-how to adjust to whatever the team's throwing up in front of them. There's been, I think we've probably seen 3 different game plans from both teams so far.
Yeah, and some changes rolled. We saw certainly the shooters and defenders are contesting every ball, and the umpires aren't missing anything. They're not letting them get away with it, but, you know, it's all been pretty fair and played in the right spirits. As we see the team start to come back out on court, there'll be no changes in the goaling end from the Magpies.
Look, and I think that these are the kind of ones that great players like these guys really enjoy. Like, they don't want to play against a team that's backing off or that's, you know, that's not meeting the challenge. How boring.
No, I agree. As we see Magpies come in a huddle and they look like
easy for me to say. I'm not the one that ended up on the ground any of those times. But.
Quite focused. So Raiders will start. Liza Howard is staying on with Mackenzie House. We've still got Jazz Burke, Blaney House, wing attack, a centre. Maggie St John, wing attack as the quarter gets underway.
Noting that Eliza Mooney has been rested from keeper.
And for the Magpies, likewise, staying as they finished off, as we see Raiders with the first goal on the board. And now, just looking at some of the other games going on today, it's the Rovers 29 trailing the North Albury Hoppers 32. A close one there. Coral with the lead over Albury by 8. And Yarrawonga with a 4-goal margin over Myrtleford. So
Umansky had great awareness there to be able to avoid House, who was inadvertently coming into her landing space because she was just tagging her own player, and that's where the ball happened to be going for Umansky. But both players had the excellent spatial awareness to avoid what could have been otherwise a serious collision.
Third quarter brought to you by JJ's Waste and Recycling. Great
Danellen.
one too from Stewart.
And Danellen just really well timed there. Her move out to open up that space for Stewart.
Disappointed that one couldn't sink, but it will be Raiders with the throw-in on the goal line.
Grady, the shortest one in that circle, is the one that got up highest to get her hands on the ball. Was unlucky not to pull it in. Can't see her missing a second rebound in the same fashion. And I can't see Emily Stewart missing or Taylor missing too many more to provide the opportunity.
No.
Lots of deep pre-work again there by Genvi, and House just gets a finger to it. Unlucky that St John wasn't there available to pick up the crumbs. Jasmine Burke marked really well there, but probably could have held on an extra second. Raiders pushing their players right up high, and it's resulted in the turnover, the forced error. Started this quarter the same way they were in the last, in terms of pushing those feeders right up high to create the congestion at the transverse. Emily Stewart really clever with the way she uses her space and surface area on the ground and timing it with the pivots before she steps back into it to create an opportunity for her feeder, and it's gone into the goal.
Raiders go to 29, leading the Magpies 22. Raiders shooters both sitting
not
fairly
offering much
similar
space.
stats. So 14 and 15 goals respectively for the Magpies. It's 9 goals to Claire Wilson and 13 to Amanda Umansky. As we see the Raiders push it out to 8 goals, 30 plays 22.
Don't think it's the way.
Oh, and House had eyes for that from a long way back.
And she came the long way round. She went the long detour and still managed to get there. So credit to her. How explosive. That was excellent.
I think maintain the line at the ball and 2 hands to it as well.
Absolutely. Stacks on at the top of the circle. No bark off any trees. That was very clever, ladies. Well done.
Stewart waits for Grady to jump. Finally, it gets it in. 31 plays 22.
Grady changing it up on every one of these defence, realising that she's got an excellent shooter with her eye in at the moment. So she's just trying to get in ahead.
Breaking call there on the Raiders. So Magpies with an opportunity here.
Really committed recovery. Again, Stewart gets her hands. She and St John squeezed Grady right up high and ended up with a tip out the sideline. It's thrown a bit of their timing. Once again, they're pushing them high. And everything's stuck at that transverse.
Yeah, and Raiders did a good job there. They just squashed everyone in the middle. There was nowhere for them to go. They were all on top of each other, as we see Umansky take a strong ball.
Great dismount. And I think we've just had a chat about that landing space again from the umpire to make sure that the airborne player is protected.
Yeah, and certainly nothing in that. It's just about making them aware, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's just a contest. I mean, when the ball's that close to the post, of course, there's going to be bodies there. Mansky holding right up high again. Oh, and that was very lucky. It probably could have been pushed a little bit higher, a little bit deeper. Keeper unlucky not to pull that one in. She was certainly in the right position.
Umpire lifted the whistle. I thought she was actually going to call that the other
that
way.
Yep.
Great drive from
Beautiful
House.
second phase, the give and go, wasn't it? That was lovely timing. And once again, Emily Stewart's footwork before releasing and looking at the time to create the space.
Makes it look easy. Raiders to 32.
We used to make it look easy too.
Absolutely, yeah. Often told that out as Humphreys finds McMahon. So Izzy McMahon has rolled into wing attack, replacing Genevieve. McMahon, another brilliant young player out of the Wangaratta 17s.
And I noticed that Umansky seems to be looking to the ring first as her first option this quarter. I don't know if that's a deliberate thing or if I'm making that stat up, but I do think she needs to back herself a bit more because she's doing really well to create some good spaces in there under very tough contests.
She does.
As a beautiful turnover there. O'Kane had great positioning and used her hip turn really well along that baseline to come up with the goods off the bounce pass.
McMahon, great drive to the pocket. Ball was, and a super job to keep that in and get it to a teammate in Humphrey. And Wilson finishes off.
And kudos to them. Hopefully that gives them a bit of a lift here to stay in this contest without letting it blow out. We're still at 6.
Is McMahon a member of the Ovens and Murray 17 under rep side this season?
Burke's just done a little pickpocket there with those arms that are probably twice as long as they're entitled to be.
And the stepping call.
Unfortunately, her feet might have been a bit bigger than they're entitled to be too. She just found herself over the line.
Grady goes to Holmes, to McMahon. And Izzy McMahon earning herself a opportunity to trial for the state team, for the 19 under state team later this year. So kudos to her. She's a really, really hard worker and an absolute sponge, always wanting to learn and better herself. So well done to Izzy McMahon as we see Wilson, little one and the quick one too. And it finishes off the Magpies 27 plays 32.
And we can see Mooney rolling back on. No new strapping or anything there. Just a bit of a tactical.
Well, and I think VNL played last Sunday and then Wednesday night, so 2 games.
Probably be under some load management
this
would be my
week.
guess. Especially playing on the asphalt, very different on the joints to the sprung floorboards. Great presentations here. Oh, unlucky, came off the shins. She wanted it high. Wilson very cleverly went low because she could see Mooney sniffing for it, but found the shin. Went down tight there for Burke. Let's go. A really lovely sideline pass. Beautiful passage. Long, long, short. And that sneaky cross-court. Grady was not in the position.
And, yeah, could be a bit of load management. Mooney, obviously a Bendigo Strikers player, and they will play first round of finals on Wednesday night. As we see the ball get turned over.
I don't know what happened there. Might have to watch the replay. And another player's found the ground. Who's that? Hannah again. Hannah's calling time. It's looking very ginger.
And it's certainly the thing about Hannah Grady. She leaves nothing.
We've got a whole bit of a switcheroo in defence here. So we've got Katie Dean coming on into keeper and O'Kane out into goal defence.
And we are back off and running.
And another player down. Come on, guys.
It's not even wet.
Shayla House found herself inside the circle. Legally. She's not on the wing. She's supposed to be there.
And just misses that one. So Stewart to shooter, House to goal attack. It's St John in wing attack.
You see how O'Kane here responds to the need for her transition support.
Well, and I think that we've got a massive height mismatch through the centre with her on Shayla House. So Wang would be well within their rights to be putting some big, long, high balls up the way of Millie O'Kane on transition if they get that opportunity.
So Wilson nursing ribs as well there from a bit of a hard contest between herself and House.
Oh, and just pops out, but Umansky pops up and she's the one that gets the rebound.
Excellent positioning. And you have to be against these two defenders.
So 28 plays, 33 here on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard. We have gone 9 minutes this quarter, third quarter.
Big switch down to the pocket. This might be a tricky one for Stewart because she's shooting away from the sun. It's too easy for her.
And okay,
Magpies
strong
come
on
up.
that rebound.
Yep. Katie Dean helping to direct the traffic from the back.
And they just
nice and calm.
And
lovely.
Straight up the centre. Oh, I found the arms of Burke.
It was excellent reaction time because that was a real wind-up.
A few players out here with some aerial ability between them. Genvy and Burke, to name a couple, as we see Stewart take the Raiders to 34, leading the Magpies 28. So
again, that overload to one side.
well held by Wilson.
And I think Genvy came in to drive to the pocket and wasn't needed, but she committed and finished the same drive, which is what really drew the defender with her and left Umansky free because...
And McMahon had done some work at the top to open up that space as well.
And the defenders weren't able to hedge. So young ladies at home watching how these big girls do it, commit to your drives.
And I think we've seen that quite a lot today. You know, there's been some really strong contests and body-on-body work, but it's players committing to the drive.
Absolutely. Make a decision and go for it.
Yeah.
And if your teammate asks for the ball, it's because they want it and they're backing themselves, and you can see the trust between each other from both sides.
35, it plays at 29. Magpies with the centre pass.
And the squeeze
Wilson,
there.
and she drives her way through there. O'Kane tiptoes the line, able to find Genvy.
And Mooney's on the hunt.
And Genvy spotted Umansky loitering by herself there in the circle.
And had to let it go because House had Mooney's back by covering her. Just a little bit in late. And Wilson, another beautiful shot.
The Magpies go to 30, so back to 5. They've been able to bridge the gap a bit this quarter. As we see St John on
Good
the
Lord,
fly.
she just won the triple jump. Get to Glasgow, lady.
Speaking of Glasgow, I saw on the socials the Aussie Diamonds landed after about a 35-hour trip. They all looked a bit worse for wear. Raiders to 36. Speaking of players overseas, Raiders Mia Lavis, overseas representing Australia.
Yeah.
23 and under side, I think it is, in Samoa.
Yeah.
Getting a bit of sun.
Don't think they'd be seeing any snow-covered hills from their view, like we are. Big windmill there from Wilson, and the 1-2 back down to the pocket.
Oh.
It was very clever. Well done.
Great timing from Umansky too. 31 plays at 36. Magpies just keep coming. Raiders really just not able to put them away. They got out to 8 goals.
Great drilling by both coaches. I love seeing these young players that don't stick around and watch their handiwork after they release a ball and admire themselves the pat on the back. They just, it's gone and they move on to the next thing. It's all piece in a bigger puzzle.
Shayla House, beautiful goal, takes the Raiders to 37.
Katie Dean coming from Hannah Grady's school of defending, trying from the side there, just trying to put things off. You're going to need to watch Genvy get down deep. Nobody else there for her. She was looking for someone. That's usually her down there doing that work. Short, sharp drive down to the pocket there by St John was a nice little change up.
Pops out and O'Kane all over it. So Magpies with the ball back in hand.
Genvy looks for the middle. Lovely connection.
Oh, McMahon tried to go through Mooney, but that didn't work.
It was worth a crack, but
it was worth a crack.
Probably needed a dummy on it first to put Mooney off. I doubt she would have fell for it, to be honest.
Well, and that's just experience, isn't it, too? That's the stuff you learn. That's where these McMahons of this world come onto the court, because that's the stuff that they will learn from.
But also, I love how Mooney comes out really high to defend those ones. Like the old soccer goalie adage, you know, like narrowing that angle. So you've got to have a much quicker reaction time, but the angle that you've actually got to cover is far narrower
than if you were back. It's back to 8:39, plays 31. About a minute and a half to play in this third quarter.
Umansky right up high, draws a penalty. Probably one of the softer ones we've seen this game. Lovely presentation from Umansky, and next thing she's under the post.
The big split. Just fakes, draws the defender in, finishes off 32, plays 39. They'd be looking for another quick one or two here just to bring that margin back.
Straight to the post by St John, and O'Kane was coming on in.
Beautifully timed, came through with a great intercept.
And look, I probably would have let that go too, because I also would not have seen O'Kane.
I don't know where she came from, but she lets it go to Genvi. There's some big balls.
Lovely ball into the pocket there with a great exit strategy to hold the top space there.
And much smarter play there from Isabel McMahon. She stepped around the defender to get it to a teammate, and Umansky under the post.
I don't know how she pulled that in.
Long arms, that's all I'm going to say. And we see Humphrey roll back into centre as Umansky takes the Magpies to 33. Their centre pass to come, about 30 seconds to play. We're looking for a quick one here, need to get it off quickly.
Eyes to the post, straight down the middle channel by Wilson. Eyes to the post again. A couple of little...
Oh, the big split from Umansky puts her under the post.
And the one-on-one really left her with a lot of space to do that.
She just needs to take her time here.
Mackenzie House busy out there.
They go to 34, so it's back to 5. 34 plays 39. Dying
We've got a game on our hands. This is not the 20-goal gap we had last time. Credit to Magpies.
And our clock's a little bit out as we see Shayla House just miss.
Katie Dean very cleverly pulls that one in. They're going to need to keep possession here because it could be worth 3 if they cough this up again.
And there's the hooter for three-quarter time. It's the Raiders 39 leading the Magpies at 34. This is OM Live, and on OM Live you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
A quarter to go, Al. That was a 13-goal apiece quarter to the Raiders and the Magpies.
And it was a roller coaster.
It was a big roller
Raiders
coaster.
pulled out to start with, and then Magpies pulled it back, and
it's all happening. So we go into the last quarter, 39 goals to 34, 5-goal margin still the way of the Raiders.
And again, Wilson commits to her drive all the way up. I think House just helped her with the last few steps there. And then it's going to leave a mismatch down the other end, 2-on-1 in the circle.
So we see
Umansky needs to have eyes for that post straight up again.
And Humphries brought back into centre and Genvid back to wing attack. For the Raiders, no changes.
Really clean tip there by Mooney. Even with the inside arm, she still managed to get up and take it without interfering.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Border Bandag. As you see Wilson take the long shot. This one doesn't sink. And it's a House on the end of that. And
You're giving up naming them individually? They're just
sorry, not
pick a House.
Who are you next to me, Al? For Wang, looking at the rounds to come, we've got 4 teams, Wangaratta, North Albury, Lavington and Corowa, who are really making a play for those 4th and 5th positions. Wang have the hardest run. Out of the 7... Of the top 7 sides, they play 6 of them in the remaining rounds. So for Wang, they'll be really wanting to try and knock off a couple of these top sides. As we see Stewart take the shot, and O'Kane on the rebound gets the ball to Dean.
And unlucky, she coughs it up to the youngest of the houses, avoiding that baseline. And if early break straight away to the Raiders. So again, mirroring the start from last game. Big, long cross court over to Burke. Little pickpocket. I don't think Stewart realised her centre opponent was there. Clever switch. Katie Dean commits to distracting the feed. Lovely shot from Denellen. At moderate range too.
And in the other games, we've got North Albury with just a 3-goal lead over the Rovers. So I tell you what, if Rovers could get over North Albury, that would do Wang a big favour today, should this one go the way of the Raiders. But certainly the ball is in their court as we see Umansky take another goal. It's Cora with a big lead over Albury and Yarrawonga with a strong lead over Myrtleford still. So there's some serious final spots on the line over the next few weeks, particularly for the teams like Wang and North Albury.
Oh, okay, and seems to have copped a head knock at some point. She looks a little bit confused or disoriented as to where that ball was coming in high.
Copped one right on the top of the head too, it looks like, the way she's holding.
Not comfortable. Fast release of that third face from Wilson down to Genvy in the pocket.
Yeah, and Genvy having to do a lot of work.
Lovely take. Trying to find that top, just widen the angle a little bit for Wilson. It's unlike her for the rest of the game. She just missed 2 long ones, but again, it's that sun. That'd be my excuse anyway.
And I heard Grady saying to the Magpies girls to absolutely celebrate the good stuff that is being done out in the court, as we see in back play Burke's just taking a tumble. The Magpies girls in
helped her up.
Great spirit, helped her up, yes.
And then she took off and got the next possession. Don't think they'll do that again.
No. Raiders having to work it around here before Stewart opens up.
Yeah. Again, that game IQ from Stewart. She recognised that she could buy herself another second by going the refeed. Stewart's ability to change pace in the small spaces of the circle really does set her apart.
Yeah, and she's been the main goal scorer so far for this game across both sides. 24 goals.
Oops, couple of fumbles
there.
Umansky
in a bit late. Oh, but it's gone the way of the Magpies. I thought she might have been third one into the contest. Wilson chose to refeed, and Umansky's under the post with space behind her.
Managed to sell the candy to both defenders there, which I think was a smart play by Genvy, because it's the only way she was going to get it at such close proximity over their heads.
So 43, it plays 37 on the Border Bandag scoreboard, and we've gone 4.5 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. You just feel like Wang are backing themselves here, and they are going to play out every bit of this 15 minutes.
Lots of see the ball and go for the ball here. St John looking to open up the triangle. And the patience of Stewart knowing that it was going to be able to slice in across the top. And we're out to 7.
Oh, Genevieve just couldn't take it cleanly, and it popped into the hands of a Raiders player. And it's those moments. Oh, as O'Kane came in. I only had eyes for the ball, but Dolan was in her way, so she's helped her up. And it's a throw-in. Dean to take the ball for the Magpies on the goal line. Goes big to Holmes.
St John with fantastic hang time up there to come up with the turnover for Jasmine Burke. Finds House at the top to open things wide open for Denellen.
Just feels a bit frantic out there at the moment. It really takes... Going to see which side can just regain their composure and control what's happening on the court.
Raiders are very much giving confidence at the moment. I think they feel that they seem to be demonstrating like they know in themselves that this is theirs to win now. How will the Magpies respond? I think this is the biggest margin. Did you just say that?
No, I didn't.
You should have. It's the biggest margin of the game.
You read my mind. 46 plays at 37.
And a quarter of the players on the court are on the ground at the moment.
Carnage down the other end as we see Magpies players slowly getting up.
Doesn't go for the long bomb. Very cheeky, takes an offside. I think everyone's happy for a quick breather. Changing momentum.
Not sure what's happening.
Katie Dean has had the most court time out of anybody out there today, and she's, as always, smiling like she enjoys it.
Raiders go to 47, out to 10. So it's escalated pretty quickly.
Taylor Denellen straight to the post, yes, and on that second balk, straight into Stewart. That was a nice little change in strategy. Came out for a short, sharp drive and then straight in at the post for Stewart.
We're looking for a Rebel player of the day at the end of this, and a few players will have their name on that.
Absolutely. It's been a really great contest. Perfectly weighted feed into Umansky. And it has to be against Mooney. And she's in the right spot.
O'Kane's come to the bench, and it's Grady back to goal defence for the Magpies.
Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, because I thought she was gone for the day.
Oh, it takes a fair bit to keep Hannah Grady down.
Oh. One of the toughest units. And committed defence from all 7 of the Raiders players here, working together to squeeze, and that's what it's resulted in. You could just see St John and House moving closer and closer away from that sideline to squeeze it into the centre, and then it's ended up with the crumbs for Burke to pick up down the other end. And Umansky has almost taken a turnover. She wants it. Risky plays, switches right across the court. Stewart finds the body, sees Denellen presenting, and a lovely shot. And we're out to 11.
Biggest margin of the day, Al.
Wish I'd have said that. Another player down. Good Lord, ladies. Bit of a late one there from House. I think she knew it. That's why she didn't go all in.
Oh, and Wilson, she has been a bang on with her goals
bloody
today.
Impressive, hasn't she?
Certainly in contention for the Rebel player of the day. You see House drive to the line.
And again, finds the body, front cuts, creating all of that confusion and congestion again.
And Blaney
opens up for a lovely long feed when all the attention's up the top.
Oh,
and that was
Wilson
quite brave.
launched the pass, but it was a footwork call on Umansky.
A little bit of confusion from the players. Didn't know where the footwork was. If it was outside at the wing or in.
Great chase from Burke.
It wasn't her speed impressive there. That was lovely. And Grady is really making Denellen work for it down here. She's tried to present a number of times and it hasn't brought confidence for her feeders. We've gone down to the pocket to create that reliable little triangle into Stewart. And she doesn't miss from that range.
51 plays 39. We've gone 9.5 minutes. Oh, and Grady.
And
great job to get the outside arm, tip it to space and then chase it
Look,
down.
and I think having two really effective sets of hands over the feed to start with was just enough to create the small, tiniest little margin error for Grady to get enough time around there and get a tip to it.
And we see Liza Howard for the Raiders about to roll on into keeper when the opportunity presents itself.
Long bomb across court and zigzag back the other way. House to house to house. And again, really committed hands over here. And again, it's, if not for that little holding call, it's forced another error out the baseline. So lucky to get the penalty. Well, not lucky, quite deserving actually. That was fair enough. It was a holding call. But these errors are built. They're not just a one-person trick. 3 or 4 people often involved.
Well, and you hear coaches talk about, you know, building that pressure, and that's where the errors come.
And once again, Katie Dean has taken to defending that shot from at around a 30-degree angle. And I wonder if that managed to just throw Stewart off enough to finally put one of her shots wayward. There hasn't been many.
Oh, Genvy somehow kept it in. No,
Turned
she
herself
didn't.
in knots.
A pretzel over there on the sideline, but umpire says nope, you were out, and it'll be Howard for the Raiders who'll take the throw in.
I think we had about 4 throw-ins from that sideline in the first 5 minutes of the game, and we haven't had one since, until now. Fun facts from Al. Also made up. Stewart was tempted to go quick into Denellen there, but chose otherwise, and again, let it dribble right in underneath the post. She knew that Dean was out near the circle edge, so
St John's rolled into wing defence in back play, and Izzy McMahon into wing attack for the Magpies. McMahon with the ball, goes to Humphrey. We haven't seen Genvy in that traditional centre position much today. And Wilson makes a no mistake 41, plays 53.
Beautiful shot.
Donaldson found the space.
Katie Dean just trying something different to come off the body there for a second to see if that'll change things up. Daisy Wilson got squeezed right in that centre, but enough space out there for the young'un to take second phase. Again, that box is getting tighter and tighter from the Raiders. They are really taking edges in to squeeze the pressure.
Yeah, Yamansky finishes off. She takes the Magpies to 42. 12 goal margin here on the Border Bandag scoreboard. We've got about 2 minutes to play. Apologies. Donlan, 55 are the Raiders.
How will the Magpies respond here? Because this hasn't felt like a 12-goal game until this point. It has felt like a 3 or 4 goal game. And fatigue setting in.
Yeah, they've certainly showed in patches they've been able to come back. They just haven't been able to maintain it. Looking like North Albury are 3 goals up still on the Rovers. If they can hang on and get the win, they'll go again.
Long bomb. Gee, they're impressive, those big shoulder passes.
North Albury will go ahead of Wangaratta if they can get the win down there.
Dean trying something different again and popping out, but not the result she was hoping for. Taylor Denellen has been extremely composed. Lovely little pickpocket there from wing fence. 1-2 to Grady, to Dean, to Grady. Looking for that middle channel. Unrelenting pressure from the Raiders. But again, it leaves a very open one-on-one contest down under the post when you've got your defenders committed up high. So throwing all the eggs in that basket up in the middle. Put some really mature feeding into Amanda.
Great release from Humphrey.
Bullet. Yeah.
Perfectly timed drive from Umansky and a lovely goal to finish.
Yeah, from moderate range again.
Magpies to 44, back to 12. Into the final minute of this game as Stewart just checks she's in the centre third as she receives that ball. Raiders just working the ball around. Stewart opts to go back and reset at the line.
Nice little dodge to pop herself out there from Shayla House. Grady threatened, but let that go to keep Denellen out where she can't shoot. Went through the post like a sieve.
She
That's probably going to bruise.
Sent herself onto the ground with that one.
And look, really, again, I know I said it earlier, but credit to Taylor there because she maintained composure after the reset from the early warning in the game.
Yeah, so it is the Raiders 57 with the win over the Magpies 44. We certainly saw Magpies continue to come in patches. They just weren't able to get any consistency, and I think that probably speaks to their season to date. They've been quite up and down, and they're going to have to really lock in over the next 5 weeks because the ball is in their court now as to whether they will be able to secure one of those spots in finals.
Yeah, look, that last quarter won't be the result they were hoping for, especially after having matched it with them in the second and third.
We just get our Rebel Player of the Day.
But they were forced errors. The turnovers were forced. Credit to the Raiders because I think it was that real full zone defence that they were employing where there was usually 5 people working together to try and squeeze things.
We just get our Rebel Player of the Day over this way.
Quick debrief happening on court from Hannah.
And it is Emily Stewart from the Raiders. Well done, Em. We'll get you to pop those on, the biggest microphone in Australia. Can you hear us? Congratulations. You really had to work hard. You would get out to a lead. Wang would just keep coming. You would get out to a lead again. They kept coming. They just threw everything at the ball today.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a hard game, and they definitely gave us a run for their money. So, yeah, it was a hard game.
Yeah, it looked hard, but you guys must be really pleased with your composure and the way you were able to just to stay locked in and do what you had to do and not get caught up in what was happening off the ball or behind the play and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think this year we've really tried to focus on just playing our game. I think we kind of every now and then go back into being a bit scat, but yeah, I was really proud of everyone to kind of just bring it back to our game and implement everything we've been doing at training, which is good.
Yeah, congratulations, Emily. It was a really good game, and especially with your ability to be able to change pace. Talk to me about the way that you guys were adjusting with your team defence, because was there feedback from Jodie in the breaks or something? Because it looked like there was at least 5 people working together at most of the times, and that's where a lot of the pressure was put. What was the changes at the breaks there that you were doing defensively?
Yeah. Can't give you all our secrets. But, no, but we've just kind of been mixing it up a bit, trying some new different stuff, and whether it be a zone or man on or some other secret stuff. But we've been implementing and trying and training really hard at just something to change up our game and do full court defence, which is good. Yeah, I think it showed today, which is awesome.
Yeah. And able to roll quite a few changes. We saw Liz Howard come in and relieve Liza Mooney at times. Didn't take anything away from the game. We saw Shayla rolling through goals and then out to the wing. Your mid-quarters moved around. So again, just giving yourself lots of versatility.
Yeah, we're a really versatile bunch, I think, and we're really good at just rolling on, rolling off, and getting used to playing with everyone, which is awesome because sometimes I need a break.
Yeah. Well, we're tired watching, so.
Yeah.
Well done, Em. You've looks like Yarra had a win, so you guys and them sitting at the top of the table, a game clear of Wodonga at this stage, and I think we've got 5 rounds to come. So good luck for the back half of the season.
It's gone so quick, hasn't it?
I know, it has gone quick.
Thank you.
Well done. We'll
Congrats,
get a
Emily.
sneaky pick. Although I've probably got one on file I can use. Well done. Em Stewart, our Rebel Player of the Day. And a convincing win in the end by the Raiders, Al, but, they did have to work for it. And I think, like I said, Magpies could be proud of the way they were able to fight, but it was just in patches and they weren't able to consistently do that.
I think they'll go away and work out some ways to really break apart that zone as it squeezes in, how to find the body and how to roll forward, because the Raiders are clearly very well drilled in that.
Yeah, and seem to have answers to everything. I think it was a great attack at the ball from both teams today. Both probably have huge amount of respect for each other on the court, and the players know each other well, but we just saw both sides really go at that ball and leave nothing in the tank. So off the back of that, like I said, it's the Raiders and the Yarrawonga Pigeons who sit at the top of the ladder, a game clear of Wodonga. North Albury, if they manage to get the chocolates today, they will go a game clear of Lavington, and they will jump Wangaratta into 4th position, Wang sitting 2 points behind them. So really, really exciting next few rounds to come, and I think jump on board and tune in, because those 4th and 5th positions can be anyone's. Thanks for joining us today.
Too fun.
I'm sure we'll get you back at some stage.
Yep, if you're offered a cater, I'll be here. No problem.
We'll see what we can do. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Ovens Arena Live, and on OMFNL Live, you won't miss a thing.